we're talking about the GoPro Hero 13 Black against the Insta360 Go Ultra. Two very capable action style cameras, but for two different users, or maybe two different jobs is probably more applicable. GoPro Hero Black is their top action camera. They did not come out with a 14 this year, 2025. They held on to the 13. That could be a good thing because they're coming out with something big, or that'd be a bad thing because GoPro is starting to go down the drain, just losing market share with Insta360 and DJI. Regardless, we still have a 5.3K 60 frames per second action camera that can also do 4K 20, 2.7K 240 frames per second slow-mo, and have 27 megabytes still. It's also got their Hypersmooth 6.0 because they've been doing this forever. Automatic lens detection. You could add different lens. There is a anamorphic lens, there's a macro lens, and there is a wide angle lens you can buy separately with this camera. So what is Go Ultra? Well, it's Insta360's POV slash action camera slash travel camera. Some of the key specs of the Go Ultra is a 1/1.28 sensor, which is bigger than the Go 3S's sensor. So they've been up in their game in sensor size. It could do 50 megabyte pixels for photos. It's got 4K 60, and it does 2.7K up to 120 frames per second. And it looks darn good. And it can go to 240 frames at 1080p. If you want to compare apples to apples, you should probably compare the Ace Pro 2 from Insta360 against the GoPro Hero 13. Like I said, this video is about the Go Ultra. So if you were debating between these two cameras of which one you're going to buy, which one you're going to put your hard-earned money to, because you can't decide, clear indications of what you want to do with this camera and which way you should go. The waterproof rating for this camera, again, it's IPX8, which is just the camera itself, not the body. The body is like splash proof. So it can go 10 meters, 33 feet, just the little guy itself, if you want to bring it down that far. The Hero Black does 5.3K at 60, and the Ultra does 4K at 60. Numbers like this don't really always tell the whole story. So we're gonna be looking at video so you can make your own decision of, does that 4K look better than the 5.3K? When it comes to stabilization with these cameras, again, they both are pretty darn incredible. The Go Ultra relies on its flow state stabilization technology, which is, I mean, it's like they pulled it from their 360 cameras, and it's very, very smooth. So when it comes to stabilization, I wouldn't let that make a decision for you. They're both equally great. The Insta360 Go Ultra is more, I would say, a POV action travel camera style of thing. You want to be able to mount it to your chest, put it on your hat, put it in water, get different angles of things that you would never normally get, and do it easily and discreetly. So you don't have to have a big chest mount for your GoPro to put it on your chest. You can just wear a pendant underneath your shirt with a magnet and clip it right on. You can take it off, put it back in your pocket when you don't want to be seen. And I use this a lot for like museums, go on an airplane loading on board. So as you're walking down the runway, you can leave it on your chest. You can break out your other cameras as you do this and take pictures. If you're boarding a cruise boat and you're getting on board, all those type of things where you want to capture the moment, but you just don't want to draw too much attention to yourself. A POV camera like this is really fun to play with. So that's what it comes down to. If you want the best POV camera that's out there right now, you're looking at the Insta360 Go Ultra. As you've been watching the footage throughout, what do you think of the footage? Sometimes the GoPros, their skin tones are not very flattering. It tend to bring out any type of sun damage you may have had in the past. So I'm trying out the glow on the Go Ultra, and I'm trying out the log file on the GoPro. And then we'll go ahead and color grade that, or put a LUT on top of it to show what it looks like, see what that looks like. I was just told that the glow is as close as you can get to a flatter profile on the Ultra than any other ones that are out there. And there's a whole bunch of them that are out there on this guy. You want to see them? All right, we'll run through every color that's on the Go Ultra that you can choose from. Let's go. auto boost on, so the biggest boost you have on GoPro, and we have the high on the Ultra. So that's nothing crazy. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Sideways. A little nighttime stuff, 5.3K, 30 frames per second. I have the ISO on auto for the GoPro, just to allow it to give it its most potential of getting some type of light. I have it on pure video for the Ultra. I can just tell from the screens already that the Ultra is doing a lot better at night. I anticipated that the GoPro would not do well on this, which is unfortunate, but I do understand that these cameras are really not built for nighttime stuff, and most folks know not to break out an action camera when it gets low light because the sensor is just not big enough. But somehow Insta360 has created some type of magic. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Baby's washed. She doesn't work, but she's washed. Can't charge her. She may blow up, but she's washed. Different topic. But what is your opinion, guys? What is the look of the footage? Which one do you like more, the GoPro, or do you like the Ultra? Which one would you like for use-wise, because it's a big difference between these two. Standard action camera does what it does it well. Action slash travel, POV, interesting shots, craziness stuff, a lot more versatile kind of camera. It depends on what you want and you need. All right, that's it. There's a lot more coming with the Go Ultra, a lot more. Pocket 3 in Ireland, maybe the DJI Nano will compare it to, but stick around to this channel, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.